Hey guys, you might have seen a video on this where we had a bit of a look around it. We've just completed a general service on the vehicle and we're about to go in and do a diagnostic because it's done, I think it was near just under 250,000 Ks, and it looked like it had fairly standard sort of maintenance, and there's some clamps and stuff missing. So we've just given a service and a quick clean up. Let's go in. What did I want to say out here? There was something I wanted to say out here. I don't know. We gave it a quick clean up. We've assumed that maybe the injectors haven't been replaced. Let's have a look at the diagnostic and see what the truth of the matter is. Okay, so as you can see, 245,824, so just under 250,000 Ks. But who knows what's happened with the engine, because we think that's been out. If you missed that other video, you might want to check that out, like all the other videos, you know. Just one piece of the million-piece jigsaw puzzle. Let's turn that light off because it's annoying. That's better, isn't it? We've already got enough interior lights. Let's turn that off as well. Look at that. Anyway, okay, so cold engine, 40 degrees, and the load's already down to 15. There's no way these are old original injectors. Now remember what I've said in the diagnostic videos. On these vehicles, the 120s and the older Hiluxes, you can rely on diagnostics. We can tell a lot from that. But on the 150 Prados, it's not the same. The later Hiluxes, September 09 onwards, all very different. So the load reading looks pretty good for a cold engine. Let's move down and have a look what else we've got to have a look at. Look at that, awesome. So the injection volume was already around 8. The individual feedback readings, 1, 2, 3, 4, looking all right at the moment, but we've got to keep an eye on those. The Pilot 1, Pilot 2, you can see either side of the 430, a little bit jumpy, going 480. Right, so a little bit jumpy. And the main injection period, a little bit jumpy as well. What's that meant to be? 510 to 710, ideally, I think, if I remember correctly. And it a lot more steady than that usually. So these are certainly not a perfect set of injectors, even though the load looks pretty low. Let's have a look around. So what oh, look at that, fuel pressure jumping all over the place. Sorry, I need to move it down a little bit more. Let's just watch that fuel pressure. See it going 30, 37, 29. It's not doing its job right. He was complaining about it blowing a lot of smoke, so we put a new air filter and cleaned the MAF sensor, because you need to start off with those things clean and working correctly to judge the smoke. So looking at this, things don't look too bad. I'd say it needs a suction control valve. I'd say there's been a dodgy job on the injectors, which we wouldn't trust at this stage. So my recommendation at this stage would be, as a minimum, since the workmanship we've seen outside the engine, which you'll find in the other video, clamps missing and things just not done right, I don't really trust that they've cleaned the ports. I don't trust what injectors they've used. So although the readings are right, I'll be recommending a minimum of removing the injectors to check them and to reseat them. If we're on a budget and we don't like wasting injectors, which hopefully that, you know, that works out. If everything we find's okay, we can put the same injectors back in. So you're just up for the labour. I'd probably recommend new pipes if they don't look like they've been replaced. If they look fairly good, then we could probably reuse those as well. So just some seals and gaskets and maybe labour, maybe pipes if they're no good. And worst case scenario, if we find Chinese copy injectors, remanufactured injectors, other brands of injectors, then of course we'd recommend new ones anyway, because this is a job and readings you're looking at that you need to be good for a long time. It's not a few months, it's many years to come. Let's get out and have a look at the engine and see if it puts out much smoke. So I've got an assistant here. Yeah, I can see a bit of smoke there, right? Look at that. Yeah. Might be hard to see in the video, but might be hard to see in the video. Let's give it a bit more so we can, yeah, I don't know if we can see that. Alright, that'll do it. Beautiful. And this is the thing, it's not just about diagnostics. If all your diagnostics are good and you give it a bit of a rev and you know that your oils, your filters, your air filter, your MAF sensor's clean and everything's right, and it's blowing black smoke like that, something's not right. So you've got to take into account the sounds, the noises the engine are making, and obviously as owners you don't always know what sounds normal. That's where it's advisable to take it to an expert, which they're hard to find, right? To take into account the noise, take into account the smoke, and take into account the diagnostic readings are not the only important part of the equation, was what I was trying to point out. Now, This is an early 06. We can have a bit more of a look at the readings once it warms up, so let's let it warm up because it's only been running a few minutes, so we'll let it warm up and then we'll have another look. So I just went for a bit of a drive, so it's fully warmed up. It actually goes really well, a little bit rattly, and just going to have a quick final look at the diagnostic on a fully warm engine. And as you would know if you've been watching these diagnostic videos, a 120 Prado 1KD with a 5-speed auto is the combination. That is an awesome load reading. So the load reading is really good. We'll just go through all the other readings. Okay, so we've got the injection volume, which is very good as well. Not far off new injectors. Feedback for all, don't worry about that. Now the feedback values, you know, one of them, you know, you see that, so I'm not too concerned about that. The minus 1.5. Not going to go into too much detail on this one. Now that it's warmed up, Pilot 1, Pilot 2, still got Pilot 2 jumping up to 480, so that's an indication that something's going on there. If you watch all the diagnostic videos, you'll see, like here, Pilot 1 is sitting close to 430. Pilot 2 normally does that as well. Normally they're both around 430. You can see that Pilot 2 is jumping around 470, 480. Main injection period, now that the engine's warm, should be around the 550, 600. Not bad, little bit of movement there. So again, not a brand new set of injectors. So what I would like to do is get these out, have a look at the manufacture date to confirm the age of them, and that'll confirm the readings. That's why they're not that old, they've been replaced. Hopefully they're good. Make sure everything's clean the ports properly, because I don't trust that they have. Reuse or replace the fuel pipes. Just go through the whole job, fix up all the clamps and stuff. So that's what I'll be recommending to the client. Pretty well, certainly, definitely been replaced injectors. You won't get readings like this. I can categorically tell you that if these are the original injectors, the readings would not, there's no way they can be anything like this on a 120 Prado, not even anywhere near it. Okay, so awesome vehicle. Not a lot of Ks either. I don't know why the engine, we believe it's been changed, we could be wrong. Probably the blocked oil pickup, the oil starvation, so just be aware of that, guys. Anyway, this was just a quick diagnostic video to show you and help you learn and understand what all these numbers mean. Let's have a quick look actually at the, let's just get the timing up as well, and the fuel pressure again. Okay, timing, good. Fuel pressure, let's have a look now that it's warm. 35 minutes. See, it seems to have, fuel pressure seems to have come into check quite well, but I know it does have the short suction control valve, so due for replacement anyway. Anyway guys, I think that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. A little bit more information on diagnostics for you, helping you understand. Please give us the thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe, turn the bell on. More important information coming your way. See ya.